Keto, intermittent fasting, carnivore. These are all diets you've probably heard of, and these are all diets that you're right now in the year 2025, when you're trying to lose weight, you're probably trying them out. But following on from our series here in January, trying to cover weight loss tips and advice during the new year, here is a coverage of keto, intermittent fasting, and the carnivore diet specifically. Now, if you haven't watched the previous videos I've done on weight loss tips and weighing your food and sauces, check them out over on the channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe, blah, 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 but let's get to it. So these are the three most common diets I think that majority of people are partaking in currently. Now, this is not just for weight loss, but also for people that want to improve their health, and also people who want to, train in the gym and encourage a bit of muscle. If you flicked about Instagram for long enough, you probably see people and social media influencers with their amazing trim bodies promoting these diets. Now, conveniently enough, they also promote these supplements that go hand in hand with these diets. So I would take things with a pinch of salt. But let's get straight into it. Let's go over these three diets. First one is keto, or as I like to call it, the suck all the essence and fun and enjoyment out of your existence diet. Keto is predicated on the encouragement of ketones to aid in the fat loss goal. What are ketones? I'll get there. Ketogenic diet is a high-fat, adequate protein, low-carbohydrate dietary therapy that in conventional medicine is used mainly to treat hard-to-control epilepsy in children, actually. The diet forces the body to burn fats rather than carbohydrates. Now, the standard ketogenic diet, which appears to be the most researched, does appear to help people lose weight and control blood sugar in the short term. In addition to weight loss, there may be a metabolic improvement in insulin resistance and blood pressure, as well as cholesterol and blood triglyceride levels. Now, where do the ketones come into this? Well, ketones are a type of chemical that your liver produces when it breaks down fats. Your body uses ketones for energy typically during fasting, long periods of exercise, or when you don't have as many carbohydrates. They are essentially your backup energy reserve when the main source is depleted, low, or unusable. Typically, your body breaks down food into glucose. Now, what do they do for fat loss? Yes, having a certain amount of ketones in your blood, urine, or breath means that your body is burning fat. Ketone levels in your blood need to be between 0.5 to 3 milligrams per deciliter for your body to achieve optimal ketosis, which is the ideal state for weight loss. However, you could achieve this same thing with a normal calorie deficit, regardless of what carbs do to your insulin levels or blood sugar. As long as you're eating under your maintenance, you'll lose weight. And this is why people on keto say they lose weight, because ultimately they are restricting their calories to some degree. Now, the next one, intermittent fasting, or another name for this diet would be the Ramadan diet. I'm not too sure if I'm allowed to say that. Essentially is a period of time each day that you'll fast for. Generally, people start off with a minimum of 12 hours or so with an 8-hour window to eat, then progress into further amounts of fasting further on down the line. The idea behind this, that studies discovered that intermittent fasting boosts working memory in animals and verbal memory in adult humans. Heart health, intermittent fasting improved blood pressure and resting heart rates, as well as other heart-related measurements. Another reason is longer fasting periods may lead to a greater depletion of glycogen stores, which can trigger high levels of fat burning. But we are talking 16 hours or more fasting here. Now, I personally partook in intermittent fasting many years ago during a period coming off a bulk and wanting to slightly lean up. Now, I was doing a 12 hours a day or so, which majority of that is when you're sleeping. I can say that I did lose weight, probably because I couldn't get my daily calories in within the 8-hour window, but I felt like I lost a tremendous amount of muscle and strength, actually. Now, that is anecdotal, I know, but it's probably worth mentioning. Personally, I don't feel like you need to go to these kind of extreme measures. Now, if the studies are legit and they improve other aspects of your health, a fast every so often may not be the worst idea, but if it's solely for the goal of weight loss, you could certainly achieve this so much easier. The next one will be the carnivore diet, or the alpha diet. I'm the alpha! What is the carnivore diet? Pretty self-explanatory. The diet is a form of ketogenic diet and works by eliminating all plant-based foods and solely eating meat, fish, eggs, and small amounts of low-lactose dairy foods. Chicken, turkey, pork, lamb, beef, organ meats, oily and white fish, hard cheese, butter, and cream are all allowed. Usually you'll see meals made up of steak, eggs, and butter, for example. Benefits to this, it's claimed to aid weight loss, mood issues, and blood sugar regulation, among other health issues. However, the diet is extremely restrictive and is likely unhealthy in the long term. Now, the reason why many would say that would probably be because of the high levels of, they say, cholesterol that would encourage. Now, if your family is prone to that sort of thing, it's hereditary, you will suffer problems with that. If your family's not, cholesterol levels have been clearly shown that it's more of a genetic thing. It doesn't really matter the kind of diet you eat, it's more kind of the genetic disposition of your sort of hereditary genes, essentially. I, for example, eat over 10-12 eggs a day. I have been doing for 8-9 years. Red meat about 4 to 5 times a week, and zero cholesterol issues. A lot of people using this diet have reported back a considerable amount of anecdotal evidence and positive effects, such as sleep apnea being cured, their autoimmune system disease curing, snoring going, etc. Now the reason, again, many people feel better with this diet is probably just because they are now consuming highly nutritious food that they once were not. Steaks and other red meats, eggs, full fats, etc. are tremendous in their nutritional delivery. Again, you can try it, but if you're still eating way under your calories, you'll lose weight. So you've probably noticed a common denominator in all these diets. Well, 2 of them anyway. They cut carbs. Why? Well, carbs make your blood sugar rise dramatically, and this can be associated with higher insulin levels that tend to hold weight. But from a performance perspective, carbs are key, and if you're actively training or exercising, they are fantastic. Now granted, if you're a sofa potato that just wants to lose weight and doesn't want to exercise, probably cut back on them a bit, but still consume them to some degree, I would recommend, as they are great for the likes of brain function. For example, I mean, have you ever got brain fog? Well, a lot of times brain fog can be due to low blood sugar levels. And other than this, they can also make you feel fuller for longer on fewer calories, as well as being good for your waistline. Whole grain and high fiber carbs can help lower your cholesterol and risk of type 2 diabetes and improve your gut health, if diets affect cholesterol, that is. Overall recommendation as far as diet's concerned, when we are specifically talking about weight loss, choose the approach with the least amount of hassle. Choose the approach with the least amount of mental discipline required. Fasting for long periods on end is hard. Cutting carbs out of your diet completely when you've been used to them for your whole life basically is hard. You'll end up going back to square one after a period of time, and even harder than last time. Find out what you're currently consuming calorie wise right now. Deduct 200 to 300 calories off that figure and track it. I promise you 95% of you will lose weight. I've been Card from the Ox Den, and until next time, take care.